planning to do the whole thing, but we stopped up on top of the hill above Burness. We've been on the ride for about half an hour because we haven't slept since Monday. So we're just going to do a couple of hours in here now, and then try and get Kirk Yetholm finished today. It's the best hotel you could ask for. It certainly feels like it's a great hotel today. So yeah, we're very happy to just bed down for a couple of hours and then crack on. Yeah.
I did the full spine in 22, so I was a crossfell in the dark, but on Tuesday I was there in daylight, so now I know how crossfell looks like. I saw Hadrian's Wall yesterday. In 22 that was all a dark, horrible place. Yesterday in sunshine it was the most amazing place ever. It's crazy how daylight can make a difference, right? This morning, or night, whatever you call it, I managed to fall asleep while walking. You can actually do that. And suddenly I realized, like, oh, hi, did I miss the turn? No, I didn't fall over. I think I was asleep. I want to know if I can. It's as simple as that. I want to be able to do it by myself. I want to be able to do stuff like that. And if you never try, you never know. So you have to give it a go. If you asked me 4 a.m. this morning, you have got another story.
I was walking the Pennine Way a few years back in the summer and bumped into the race. Further down the course, bumped into them, got chatting to some of the volunteers, started watching the dots. A couple of years later, applied to be a volunteer.
Yeah, I was the same as well, seeing this crazy race, everybody running up through the Pennine Way over a week time, you know, no stopping, no support, so I thought I'd put my name down for volunteering, and that was me. So then come back every year since.
So we're here to have eyes on the runners before they go up over the Cheviots, to feed them mince and mash, and just generally make sure they're okay and give them a few words of encouragement to get them to the end.
I actually almost dared to say it's quite pleasant.
The sun's out.
The sun's out.
It's beautiful up here.
We're you know, the ground has improved dramatically
From yesterday.
from everything that has been before. The legs are feeling okay. You know, they're moving, so they are, and that's just the plan now. And we think now we've worked out that we can see the Cheviots, and that's sort of now given us a big target, which is Scotland. So we're about to cross, hopefully, the border shortly.
Well, I got to the end of the Challenger South as well, and I thought I just couldn't go a metre further. I couldn't have stayed awake another minute longer. And after you sat down for 10 minutes, you go, mate, well, could I? Could I stay awake another hour? Could I have got another mile? And you start to let that thought process unravel. And then you've got 3 weeks to decide if you're going to go again for the longer one. And I just wanted to make sure that I, really, really push the boat out and see if I can test myself and cover a longer distance. And it's been very different to the south, very, very different. A different challenge. Whether or not I'd be able to piece those two things together and do the whole thing or not, I have no idea. No idea.
We're going to do a piece on Earth.
It's hard. I've had about 6 hours sleep over the last 3 days. Really tired, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the company. Really looking forward to the end. Ian and I have agreed at the end we're going to have a single malt whiskey to celebrate should we get to the end, which hopefully we will do tomorrow. Toasting the end, but just looking forward to getting to the end, hugging everyone at the end, kissing the wall, just sitting down, not doing this for a couple of days, having a proper bed. Yeah, can't wait.
Oh, good afternoon when it comes.
How are you doing? All right?
Oh, yeah, not bad, how are you?
Yeah, good, yeah. Eating okay?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you, yeah. So we've got 7:45 we're left.
So we'll have more.
So I think that's pretty good going.
See you later on. Enjoy.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you,
Where are we going? That way.
Oh, do you know the sun's come out? We're nearly there, eh? Not feeling bad at all. Do you know it's been a really mixed bag? I thought I was keeping it together really well. until maybe last night. Yeah, when I got into the checkpoint, it was so busy, wasn't expecting it. But like since then, as I say, the sun's out and new day. Yeah, all good. I knew it was going to be hard. I didn't know what the spine race was going to throw at me, and I don't think anyone could have predicted what it was going to be like. But I don't know, I think because I knew it was going to be tough, I just dealt with the problems as they've come. It's a bucket list race for me. I always wanted to make sure that I finished, so I've just kind of worked through everything.
Hot. It's so hard when it's gorgeous. It's just so hard because I want enough stuff for later, and I've been wearing about 8 layers at night, I'm not joking. And then trying to squeeze all that, that's why I look like this. But I know later I'm going to freeze up in the Cheviot, so I've got 2 of these, but yeah, I'm all right. A little sleep deprived. Like I really can't. I can't imagine how Kim and Lucy managed those times in the conditions we had, because my legs were sinking in the snow up to my thigh. I've done the winter and the summer, and I was never satisfied with my winter one. And funnily enough, it's not going to be that much better time-wise. But I've done things, because of the conditions. But I've done things so much better. I just wanted to come away feeling content, which makes me feel a little emotional, but I do feel really content with what I've done here. I think I've really nailed a few things, and I think all of us that have struggled in those conditions, I'm proud of all of us.
Yes, I'm having issues with my feet. It's very painful to walk. Obviously my feet are swollen, but yeah, just across the top, I think where the sort of laces are brushing the top of my foot, it's become irritated and sore. So yeah, onwards and upwards to Burness.
In these races, you tend to kind of fall into common rhythms, and everyone finds their rhythms sooner or later. And the funny thing is, your rhythm mightn't be identical. Somebody might be fast uphill, somebody might be fast downhill, but over time they just form naturally, don't they, really?
Yeah.
I certainly didn't do an interviewing process, but I scored very highly with Dave here. A great guy, able to plug on despite his sore feet. Plan is to get to Kirk Yetholm. I'm going to crash my Ford Fiesta into the wall of the Border Hotel, and Dave hasn't a clue what that's all about. He'll work out in due course.
I really enjoy doing sort of ultra endurance events. I've done a lot on my bike, which has covered most of the UK and wider Europe. It's just nice to be able to tick stuff off like a sort of bucket list, 100 miler, 268 miler, something that's a sort of a tangible achievement, and yeah, hopefully we'll complete that by the end of tomorrow.
It's going good today. Spent all day yesterday crying through overtiredness. So now I think I've just come out of the other side and I'm just having the best day ever. I went too long without sleep.
And then it hit me going up Crossfell, and I cried from Crossfell all the way up and over and down into Alston. You've got to challenge yourself to keep life interesting, and it's good to give yourself a test. And Sunday, Monday were definitely a test. So now I've got through that, I can enjoy the good weather that we're having now. If you're thinking of entering something like this, you should just do it, especially if you're a woman. Start with the shorter distances. There's plenty of people out there that'll help you out and give you good advice. But yeah, do it. No thinking about it, just do it. You'll love it.
Bucket list race. One of my friends did it, and I thought that is truly bonkers. Never thought I would actually do it. I volunteered at Hut 2 the last 3 events, and I did the sprint last year and I did okay at that. So I thought, go big or go home. So here we are. Oh, I've had some severe wobbles. If you speak to the checkpoint staff at CP1 and CP3, in fact I speak to Anne-Marie, she'll tell you, she's been chasing me up the course, keeping me going. The staff at the checkpoints are absolute angels, absolute angels.
You start with small ones and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you end up doing this one, and then you can retire, is my plan.
It's like any addiction, isn't it? You just need a bigger and bigger hit each time. The second day there was a church open with teas and coffees, and I dripped water all over their floor and almost called it a day then, but a couple of cups of tea and I warmed up, had a biscuit, and it was all okay.
Stomping along with this guy has been quite helpful. Bit of company for the day. Don't usually do that on long races, but it's helping get this one out of the way.
Good evening once again from the Border Hotel in Kirk Yetholm, and we're just chilling out on the sofas this evening. We're going to talk you through the action today. I've got to tell you, Cammy, I've spent a few nights asleep on the sofa.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it is right at the heart of the action, isn't it? So please accept our dearest apologies, dear viewers, if anybody walks behind, in front, or over the top of us in the middle of this. We are inconveniently placing ourselves to bring you action right from the heart of the finish line.
And there is a lot of that. It's been a busy, busy time, but we're going to go back to last night a little bit, because after putting this video out last night, we had the headline news, the big one. Lucy Gossage crossed the line, winning the women's race at the Montane Winter Spine Races 2025, and that was absolutely amazing. John Kelly had been running with her for quite some time. He sort of did the gentlemanly thing, held off a little, let her have her moment at the finish line. And she sat in a brand new plant pot there, which I think means we're going to have to rebrand that the Lucy Gossage planter, rather than the John Kelly planter we'd had there in place before. I'm sure he won't mind.
No, I can't imagine at all.
Yeah, and then over the course of the day today, Robin Cassidy came in second, and Nikki Arthur has crossed the line, completing that podium. It's absolutely amazing from both of them.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting day, and to be honest, I've loved watching it, and I've loved watching the legions of fans encroach on the finish line and share and supporting the family. The Goss banner was so good.
Absolutely.
Or Go Goss Go.
And that's just
flags.
Here. It's coming in from home as well.
So good.
James Thurlow, Open Tracking, was just telling me we've hit 10,000 incoming messages on the Spine Mail system. So keep it coming. It really does help keep them going.
Yeah, it's amazing. Talking about Spine Mail, I mean, this next bit is a bit of a delivery service showstopper. So, Jen Whittaker led in the women's MRT Challenge North, and she was looking dominant from start to finish. However, her second place competitor, Abby Tegale, she stopped on course to assist a fellow runner, guiding them off the fells and down into safety after they got into a little bit of trouble, and she gained a time credit. So not only was Abby absolutely flying, gathering speed on Jen up until the end, she actually had a 35-minute additional time credit as she came across the line. So Jen crosses the line, and we're all holding our breath.
For 35 minutes.
For 35 minutes, can Abby do it? And just 42 minutes later, Abby crosses the line. 7 minutes separated them, and wow, what a spectacular finish that was for, I mean, what has been an amazing race. The MRTs this year have been where the action is a lot of the time. It's been so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you've got to think the terrible conditions might play into their hands if anyone's going to be equipped for it. And yeah, with the third place runner in that race, third place woman in that race, is yet to arrive. And when she gets here, within the next couple of hours, that will complete all the podiums across all of the races, which is incredibly exciting.
And did I hear something about her rescuing a dog?
Yes. I mean, this is just the most brilliant thing that's happened this afternoon, I think. She's about to come in third place. While she's up there on the tops in the Cheviot's, finds a dog running around on their own, shivering in the cold. And the dog has now been rescued by the team up in Hut 2, and they're looking after the dog at the moment. And I've just heard, before we started recording, the owner's been found. Someone's going up on a quad bike now to fetch them and reunite them, which is just absolutely fantastic.
Honestly, Spine Race brings the craziest stories. It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, no,
There's no
absolutely
other
does.
sport like this. Well, talking about the sport aspect of it, let's dive back into some of the weather conditions, the cut-offs. This is where it gets tight now. The winners are in, but the team at the back, they are fighting against time.
Yeah, let's bring the energy down very slightly for now. There is still a race going on out there, and as much of a party as it is up here at the Border Hotel, it's slightly less of a party atmosphere up at the tops at the moment. We're talking gale force winds up on the Cheviot's, we're talking low cloud, and the temperatures have dropped off dramatically now that it's got dark. Go a bit further down the course, there is a cut-off tonight at Alston checkpoint at 10 p.m. All the runners have got in and beaten that cut-off, which is absolutely fantastic, but the runners at the very back only got in a couple of hours ahead of it, so they've had very little time to sleep, rest and refuel before they move on. So they are up against it now. For the runners in the Northern race, the Northern Challenger, they've only got until 10 p.m. tomorrow to get here. So there is a cut-off right here at the Border Hotel tomorrow night. So seriously, keep willing them forwards, keep watching those dots. They are up against it out there on the trail.
Yeah, don't forget, the part of the Cheviot they're coming through right now is seriously tough going. Steep climbs, steep descents, brutal on the legs. And after 160 miles, that final few miles is going to be so tough.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of cut-offs, come on, Cammy, we've got some superstars at the back of this race.
We certainly do. The team at the back are fighting for survival at this point, and we've been trying to catch up with a few of them across the course of the day. So Emily Mills and Hannah McKinnon, two runners at the back, they've been having a bit of a torrid time of it. It's tough conditions, they're sore, and they've not been getting that recovery time in the checkpoints. Because as we say, the runners at the back just don't get the recovery time.
They're exposed for the longest time, and they have the least time to do anything about it.
So brutal. So they're fighting forward, and we're wishing them their best and sending our loyal support. But someone that's captured the imagination today of the legions of people that are watching, the followers across social media,
the dot watchers en masse.
YouTube, the dot watchers en masse, is Dave Brown. And Dave's story, it's really compelling. You know, tragically, he lost a good friend a number of years ago, and he's now running the race in honour of him. And I think his story had ever brought a tear to everybody's eyes. And the YouTube video that went out, episode 5 last night, and the dot watchers have been sending him hundreds of messages. We've had hundreds of social media comments, hundreds of messages of support put in through his open tracking link, and it's just in the spine nail. I mean, what a likeable guy out there, caught out in tough conditions, doing this race. You know, he's pouring his heart and soul into this race for a good cause, and actually, you know, really fighting for his place.
I love that about this race. This is why I keep coming back over and over again. There are so many of those stories out there, and I'm so pleased for him that his story is out there and so many people are willing him on. And trust, we are as well. 100%.
We are both Team Dave right here, and we want him to get past. He got in tonight into Alston with 3 hours remaining in the cut-off time, so actually it's not impossible to get on.
It's not impossible.
He can build that time back.
Keep projecting that positivity, keep sending those messages. It really will help him on from here.
Yeah, certainly will. Talking about that team, we are going to head off now and get back into covering the race as they come across the finish line, and you can continue to do that too. You can watch the live stream, engage with our social media, watch us on YouTube, and most of all, you continue to watch those dots.
We'll be back tomorrow.